Hey guys, Frank here and welcome in our studio in Emmeloord. Now, during the workshops, we always try to up the ante. In other words, we try to do different stuff. And one of the most asked questions is about reflections. And that's when we thought, let's build a mirror wall. And that's when something like this happens. And we're going to talk about that today. Now, in your studio, you can have a lot of different backdrops. Now, in our studio, when I look around here, I can see painted walls. I can see a lot of movable walls with wallpaper. Of course, we have our click backdrops. We have about 50 backdrops from them, and those are absolutely awesome, by the way. But sometimes you also need something that's a little bit cheaper, or maybe you need something that's just not available. Now, cheaper is easy. Rescue blankets or emergency blankets, highly reflective. You can crumble them up to create nice patterns. And of course, you can create a whole set out of it. Now, if you didn't see that yet, look at the other videos because we did a lot of chapters on that also. So, rescue blankets. But rescue blankets, they are highly reflective, but they don't have a mirror effect. And I thought, let's up the ante a little bit. And if people struggle with reflections, how about mirrors? And that's actually also where we had a little bit of a problem. Because I went on Amazon and I saw this wallpaper, super mirror effect. You can even comb your hair in it. And I thought, that's the stuff that we need for our studio. Now, there's a reason why you shouldn't believe everything you read online. Because when we got the mirror effect in, I looked at the wallpaper and was, I don't know, but there's a protective sheet over it. So maybe when we take that off, it's better. And then we put it on the wall, put a reflective sheet of it, and in all honesty, it didn't look good. But that actually made it awesome. Because in all honesty, when you create a whole mirror wall, we have a few problems. The first one is, of course, that you will see the whole studio in your mirror wall, right? Because the whole studio reflects. That's easy to solve. And we're going to do that in another video, but let me just give you the tip very quickly. If you have a very highly reflective backdrop, like a mirror wall, and you have some stuff in there that's reflecting back and you don't want it there, use a very simple trick with your lighting. We do the same thing outside with day to night. Just make sure that your strobe is set on a higher output than the rest of the light in the set, and that will render the whole reflection black. Very simple. So you just overpower the ambient light, make sure that you shoot under a certain angle, and the whole mirror will turn black. Great. In this case, we didn't want the mirror to turn black, we actually wanted the mirror to turn silver. And this is where it was very handy that the mirror wasn't actually a mirror. It still reflects, but you don't see a 100% mirrored image. The first moment I saw it, I was a little bit disappointed. On the other hand, it is a big advantage because if you just see a mirror, that's something that some people will say, hey, you can also do that in Photoshop. Or you will see clearly an image of your model and then the mirrored image of that model. And that will look a little bit fake or like a gadget. This material doesn't reflect back as a mirror, but it still gives you a mirror effect with some sort of watery, it's almost like there are tears falling down. And I absolutely love the effect. So after the first disappointment, I was actually pretty happy with the effect. Another big advantage of this is that when you reflect stuff in that mirrored surface, it actually becomes a little bit more abstract. And that's when we got the idea, why not use one of the walls from a set that we built with emergency blankets, move it to our mirrored wall, place it not like this, but more like an angle, because angle of incidence is angle of reflection. So when you place it like this, you don't have a lot of area to shoot. But if you angle it in, the reflective area, of course, becomes bigger. So now you place your model in between and you get reflections of the wall and you get the mirrored wall. The only problem, of course, is how to light it. Well, on the model, that's not a real problem. You just make sure that you aim your light at your model and maybe you use a lantern and just light the whole set, but that's too easy, right? We want to make it a little bit more difficult. So I'm lighting my model and I'm using a blue strobe to open up all that reflective material to give it a little bit more of a sci-fi look. And then during the workshop, of course, we wanted to up the ante a little bit and make it more difficult. So that's when I asked students, and how do we create a lens flare behind our model? Because the strobe is actually not behind our model, it's in front, as you can see in the video. It's aimed down, so we make sure that everything is blue in the set. Well, if you have a highly reflective surface, It's not that hard. You just place that strobe under an angle aimed at the mirror wall and then bounce back at our model. And that's how we got the lens flaring. The strobe is actually aimed at the mirror and then aimed down. So that means that now you have the reflection in the mirror aiming back at our model. Now, this sounds a little bit worrying when I just tell you, because probably you already lost track. Like, hey, how does it work with those angles? That's why we have the video. So let's dive into the video, and then you can see all the angles and also the setup. Now, as you can see, a pretty nice set, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys that reflective material, the mirror stuff, is pretty expensive, but it's still very doable. I think the whole wall was about €100, so it is not very cheap, but it's absolutely doable, especially if you use it many times over. The trick here is understanding your reflections. If you have a wall that's straight and you put another wall here and you have to shoot it, you don't have a lot of area where it reflects. If you angle one of those walls here, you will see that you immediately get more area to shoot, and that opens up a lot more options for your composition. The other thing is the strobe that actually gives the accent lighting, the blue one in this case. You can of course just aim it down and light the whole set blue, but sometimes you want light behind your model giving a nice lens flare. In this case, it's impossible to place the strobe over there because the whole set is built, right? But there is still room to angle that strobe, and that's why we angle that strobe towards the mirror, bouncing it back at our model. So in essence, we have an indirect lens flare. If you understand all your angles and what happens when you move those angles, you will find out that on location you are much faster to shoot great images, for example for a CEO. Because how often does it happen that you shoot somebody on location, you come home and you see a reflection in a window, or you see your strobes or yourself? By experimenting in the studio with highly reflective surfaces like a mirror wall, you will prevent that in the future. So experiment with mirrors to understand lighting, but most of all, to get some really cool creative shots, because in the end, that's what's the most fun, right? Creative shots. See you again next time. Bye, guys. Oh, totally forgot. If you like our videos, please like, subscribe, and tell other people about the channel so we can grow and I can go home. So anyway, like, subscribe, and comment. But most of all, tell other people about our channel so we can grow, because then YouTube gets a nicer algorithm and actually, well, gives you guys tips on our videos. See you again next time. Bye, guys.